Welcome back. Welcome to Lesson 17. Today's lesson is on rectangular area, which is a really fun thing, I think. When we think of area, we think of the amount of space something takes up, like as far as amount of ground space or tabletop space or whatever. It's a two-dimensional shape. So we've got a rectangle here, and if we think of area as being divided into tiles, how many square tiles, all the same dimensions, would fit in this block, we can look and we can see that here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 across, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 high. So we've got 6 rows of 10 for a total of 60. So we could say that in this particular rectangle, our area is 60 centimeters, and we always have to put squared after area, always. Okay, so now if you'll look at this, we have 4 different representations of having an area of 24. And we'll say this is also centimeters. It could be inches or whatever. But we could have, as we do here, we could have 1 row of 24 blocks. We could have 3 rows of 8 blocks. We could have 4 rows of 6 blocks, or we could have 2 rows of 12 blocks each. All of those are going to give us a configuration of 24 individual tiles or blocks, and that would be the area of each figure. So we can kind of see the formula here if you look. 1 times 24 is 24. 4 times 6 is 24. 3 times 8 is 24. And 2 times 12 is also 24. Different shapes, but all have the same area of 24 centimeters or inches squared. Okay, go to the next page. Alright, so let's look at this figure. This is not just a really easy cut and dry figure. It looks like an L. So we're going to cut it into 2 rectangles. Now we can do that one of 2 ways. We can either cut it here and draw a little dotted line, or we can erase that and we could cut it here and draw a little dotted line. Either way, you're going to get the same answer, but let's go ahead and see what this would be. Alright, for this rectangle here, we have 2 times 4. So we could divide this into 2 blocks of 4. Well, that didn't work very well, did it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks. Alright, so the area of this one is 8. Alright, and this one, we've got 2 times 4. So in this one, we would divide like this, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 8 in that rectangle as well. When we put the 2 together, we're going to have a total of 16 centimeters squared. Okay, next page. Alright, in this one, we've got a even more complicated little figure here, but we do it the same way. And this one's already got a little bit divided for us. So let's say we divide here and here, and then we've got 3 rectangles. We've got this little small one right here, and it's going to be 3 by how many? 2. So we would say then that the area of this one, the small one, is 6. Alright, and then this one right here, we've got 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. and it's 3 across, so 1, 2, 3, 7 times 3 is 21. Alright, and this one over here is 1 row shorter. It only has 6 rows of 3, which would be 18. So we're going to take all 3 of those little boxes and add them up, and we're going to get, let's see, 6 and 1 is 7 and 8 is 15, carry the 1, and we have 45 centimeters squared for the area. Okay? Go to your practice problems. Alright, this is one that is very similar to the one we just did, and I'm going to just say I'm going to divide right here, I think. Alright, so I know that I have 2 across, and I don't know what this is. Uh-oh, how can I find out? Well, I know that from the very tip top to the very bottom is the same as if I extended this line out and this line, I would have 2. I'm sorry. I'm going to mix you up there. Hold on one second. Let me erase that and say that we've got to keep horizontal with horizontal and vertical with vertical. So we're talking about vertical here. So this line here plus this line here, if I could somehow slide this over to right here, it would also be 2, and the 2 plus 2 more would be 4. So I can then figure out that this is 4. This line here is 4, and 2 times 4 is 8. Alright, and then this one's a little simpler. We know it is 2 high. We know that this is 4 all the way across, and that this much is 2, leaving us to deduce that this much must be 2. And 2 times 2 is 4. Then we add the 8 plus the 4, and we get an area of 12. And let's see, what was this? What were the dimensions of this one? This was in feet. 12 feet squared. Okay, next. Alright, this one is also in feet, and I'm going to end up dividing it into 3 rectangular boxes. And let's see, I'm just going to go ahead and, I think I'm going to go ahead in this one and divide right here and here. So I've got this one really long box here that is 10, and I'm going to have to figure out, though, how high this piece is right here. And I do that with the numbers that I'm provided. I have to do a little investigating. But I know that from here to here, vertically, is 4. And from here to here is 3. So that leaves me knowing that this piece right here has to be 1. So then this would be 1 times 10, which is 10 for that box. Alright, and then I can say this is 3 times 2, which is 6. And over here we have 3 times 3, which is 9. And when I add 10 plus 9 plus 6, I get 25 feet squared is my answer. Okay, go on to C. And again, in this shape, I'm going to have to divide it into 3 boxes. So let's say I divide right here. And let's say I divide right here. Okay? Well, then that means that I've got this one long box right here. And the dimensions are 2 by 12. So we know that that box is going to end up being 24. Alright, and then on this smaller box, I know that this is 5, but I've got to figure out, got to use my detective work here to figure out what this is. How can I do that? Well, if I know that from here to here is 8, and here to here is 4, then here to here must also be 4. So I'm going to write my 4 in here. So I have a height of 4 and a length, or a width of 4 and a length of 5. And 4 times 5 is 20. And then for my last rectangle here, I've got a width of 5 and a height of 8. And 5 times 8 is 40. And now I'm simply going to add the 40, the 20, and the 24 to get 84. So I'm going to write that as 84 feet squared. Alright, enjoy today's lesson, and I will see you back tomorrow for lesson 18. Remember to take your notes and check your answers carefully.